the deep hollows of West Virginia and Kentucky, there's a physical weight to the air. The locals call it the heavy. It's a warning. If you're hiking and the birds stop singing, you don't keep walking to find out why. You just turn around. You don't run because running triggers a chase, so just leave. Tonight, we look at 3 accounts from people who ignored the heavy, and they found out that in Appalachia, the mountains don't just have ears, they have memories. I was driving near the Tennessee border at 11 p.m. My headlights hit something on the shoulder. It looked like a buck, a massive one. But as I got closer, the perspective shifted. Its neck was too long. It had too many joints in its legs, and the way it moved, it didn't trot, it vibrated. It was like looking at a corrupted video file, but in real life. I slowed down, and the thing turned its head. It didn't have deer eyes, it had human eyes. Like white, the white of the eyes, the pupils. It stared directly into my high beams. It didn't bolt, it stood up on 2 legs, slowly, like its bones were like snapping and reforming. It started to make a noise. It started to mimic the sound of my own car's engine. It was a low hum coming from a throat that should only know how to bleat. I didn't wait for it to finish. I floored it, and I didn't stop until I saw a street lamp. My grandmother always said, if you hear someone calling your name from the woods, no you didn't. I thought it was just a way to keep kids from getting lost until last October. I was on my porch in North Carolina. I'd heard my mother's voice calling me from the tree line. She said, "Help me, I've tripped." It sounded exactly like her. The pitch, the panic. I almost stepped off the porch, but then I remembered my mother had been in Florida for 2 weeks. I sat back down and stayed silent. The voice changed. It stopped sounding like my mother and started sounding like a recording of her, played at half speed. It kept saying, "Help me," over and over, but the words started losing their meaning, turning into a series of clicks and whistles almost. Something was trying to use a tool it didn't understand to catch a prey it couldn't see. I found an old stone cabin while scouting for a hunting spot. It had no windows, just a single door made of ironwood. I went inside to escape the sudden storm. The interior was empty except for a circle of white stones in the center. I sat down and the air got cold, so cold I could see my breath. Then the wall started to bleed light, not from a lamp, but from the stones themselves. I looked at my watch. The second hand was spinning backwards. I tried to leave, but the door wouldn't budge. I looked at the floor, and I saw shadows that didn't match my body. They were small, with huge, glowing blue eyes, just standing there in the dark corners, waiting for the time to be right. I don't know how I got out. I woke up in my truck 3 miles away. It was 3 days later. I still have the white stone I took from that circle, and every night it gets a little warmer. So, if you see something that doesn't fit the map or hear a voice that shouldn't be there, keep walking. Some things in these mountains are better left unobserved. Frequency closed.